Understanding students with ADHD. Basic definition of ADHD. ADHD, Attentive Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. This disorder is diagnosed in childhood and often lasts to adulthood. People with ADHD may have trouble paying attention and acting without thinking about the results. How many students with ADHD are currently served in the U.S.? An estimated 6.4 million American children ages 3 to 17 have been diagnosed with ADHD. That's roughly 9.4%. Symptoms of ADHD usually improve with age, but many adults who are diagnosed with the condition at a young age continue to experience symptoms. People with ADHD may also have additional problems, including sleep and anxiety disorders. How has the number of students increased over the recent years? Most likely that the greater public and professional awareness and recognition of ADHD is a key role in the increase of diagnosis of ADHD. This is basically saying that the professionals and specialists are more aware of the symptoms of ADHD and have diagnosed more people with it versus more people just commonly having it. It's just the specialists and the professionals recognizing it more. Also, families are making it more comfortable seeking the diagnosis and getting the correct treatment for their child. That's another big part of things, because nobody back in the day would want to label their child as mentally retarded, as they used to say. Some specific behaviors and characteristics of ADHD include carelessness and lack of attention to detail, as well as poor organization, inability to focus, and forgetfulness. Why is it difficult to live with ADHD? I found this quote online from a guy named William. This is him explaining his life with ADHD. He said, a lifetime of missed chances, bad first impressions, poor social skills, being too loud, too annoying, too honest, and just too much has left me with broken hope, broken dreams, and a broken heart. Does all ADHD look the same? There are actually 3 types of ADHD. The first one is ADHD Combined. This is the most common type. It is characterized by impulsive and hyperactive behaviors, as well as inattention and distractibility. ADHD Impulsive Hyperactivity type is one of the least common types of ADHD. It is characterized by impulsive and hyperactive behaviors without intentional and distractibility. ADHD and the third type of ADHD is inactive and distractible type. The type of ADHD is characterized by inattention, and distractibility without hyperactivity. The IDA of 2004. If a student can be determined to have a disability under the IDA Act, this makes the student eligible to receive special education services. Individuals with ADHD can also qualify for accommodations under the ADA. Some of the time, even if a medical diagnosis of ADHD does occur, this does not necessarily guarantee the to be eligible for services. ADHD is covered under the different category called Other Health Impairment. There are several steps you can take to find out if your child or student is eligible for special education services, and support under the IDA. Effective class-wide interventions. The first intervention is peer tutoring. Recommended that peer tutors be of the same gender as the student. This can allow the student to connect better to that peer. The student can be used when challenged with harder material and having open discussions. Schedule structure. Preferred activities can be scheduled after non-preferred activities to basically bribe the child into getting their schoolwork done to give them an extra 5 minutes out at recess if they're struggling to complete an assignment one day. Also, rule reminders and visual cues. Rules given should be well defined, specific, frequently enforced, and associated with clear consequences. Visuals rules should remain placed around the classroom to help remind students with ADHD of the day-to-day rules of the classroom. And these are my cited sources.